Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ima. Today I just want to share with you guys some of my biggest lessons from 2020. Kind of like things that I either learned or things that I reinforced. Some of these things are not new, but they're just those things that I paid more attention to. I'll start with number 5. You need a therapy session with yourself, okay? Sometimes we always reach outside for directions or opinions or answers, but sometimes we need to look inside, we need to look inwards. And for that to happen, you need to have a therapy session with yourself. Yes, there's therapy with a therapist or with someone else, and then there should be therapy with yourself. Now, book that therapy session. Schedule a date, a time, put it on your calendar and be like, yes, this is at this time, I'm going to have a me time. I'm going to have a therapy session with myself. At that time, what you do is really sit down with yourself and look inwards and talk with yourself. It could be about anything. It's something going into life, anything at all, okay? That is the time. That therapy session is when you sit down and talk to yourself and listen, like listen inwards, listen to yourself, dig deep, okay? And find out new directions, find answers, all right? Find answers to something. It could be something that's bothering you or anything like that. So you need that therapy session. We need that therapy session. This is something that I did a lot this year. I, got into that habit of really sitting down with myself and having like I'm talking about a proper therapy session with myself where I talk. Like, you can do it in any way. You can do it any way you want to do it. You can just sit down, like, grab a seat and just talk, or you could go in front of a mirror. Just look in front of the mirror, look into the mirror and talk to yourself. Talk to yourself as though you're talking to a therapist, as though you're talking to another human being. Explain to that person, which is you at that time, what is going on, what you think, come up with like solutions, come up with action plans, anything like that. Come up with that during that therapy session, okay? Sometimes you need to be your own therapist, okay? And you can be your own therapist. You can do it, all right? So moving on to my number 4. Be intentional about doing things. Yes, I became very intentional about almost everything. About things I wanted, about what path I wanted to toe, like a new job. I became really intentional about it. Nothing is going to fall on your laps. Like, yes, some people get it. It does. It actually does fall on some people's laps. Jobs, money, relationships, like you can just be on your own. Some people can just be on their own and relationship will fall on their laps. But for some people, you have to be intentional about these things, okay? You have to really sit and decide, this is what I'm going to do to get this, okay? If for example, if it's a relationship that you want, okay, you really want a relationship, you have to be intentional about a relationship. You have to decide what can I do, or will I start doing that is going to give me a relationship, that is going to give me the kind of relationship that I want, even if it's marriage, okay? You have to be intentional, and you don't have to be shy about it. You don't have to be shy. If it's marriage that you want, then you have to be intentional. You have to be intentional. You have to start looking out and see, okay, what can I do that will lead me to marriage, okay? What can I do that will make me meet someone that is also ready for marriage, that also wants to get married? Could be anything. A job, okay, good. What can I do that would position me where someone can come offer me a job? Or what can I do to update myself, update my skills, update my CV? Things like that. You have to be intentional. One of the things that I was really intentional about was getting a new job, okay? And what did I start doing? I spent a lot of time on LinkedIn. This is going to be a whole different episode one time. I may just share with you guys like how to be intentional about getting a job or stuff like that. Yeah, so I was really intentional about a job, about so many things. and I made it happen. Okay, I was very intentional about starting a business, and I got up and started, laying the groundwork and doing the things that was going to help me start a business. So put it in one of those things that you want to do for 2021. Okay, if this is not something that you've already started, put it on your list, on your to-do list for 2021 if you're watching this. Okay, be intentional about things, because look, we are at this time where people don't just offer things to people on a platter of gold. Okay, number 3. Okay, so this one is actually very funny. Okay, so people will dislike you for absolutely no reason. Okay, don't always think people dislike you or hate you for something you did or something you did not do. It's not always like that. You see, the same way that some people love you for absolutely no reason. Yes, sometimes people love us for absolutely no reason at all. Like it's not because of what you're doing right, or because you're too pretty, or you're too nice, or you're too this or you're too that. No, there's some people that actually just love you for absolutely no reason at all. And in that same vein, you will have people that dislike you or even go as much as hating you for absolutely no reason. If someone asks them exactly why they don't like you, they can't come up with one tangible reason. Okay? Like, no, the reason. In fact, some that even want to give reason, the reason does not make sense. Do you understand? The reason does not make sense. So you need to understand. So people can just dislike you for nothing. Nothing in the world. Now, what you do with that dislike is actually what matters. In which most times you really should not care, especially if it's business. If it has no basis, it has no reason, it is just, useless. It's just some sort of useless dislike. You should not even let that, stop. It shouldn't even bother you, okay? It shouldn't even stop your nap, let alone your night sleep or whatever, okay? So just have that at the back of your mind, that people will dislike you for absolutely no reason at all, and you should not care, okay? Number 2, we need to cut people some slack. Yes, we need to cut people some slack. I've noticed that with us human beings, we just don't know how to cut people some slack. We only know how to cut ourselves some slack. In fact, some people don't even know how to cut themselves some slack. Yes, some people don't even know how to do it. Okay? But we need to learn. Please, in 2021, moving into 2021, we need to cut people some slack. Okay? And this could be in different ways. I'm just going to use an example. Sometimes we want people to do well for themselves, to be a more refined version of themselves. Okay? And in that process, we just keep pushing them. We want them to change overnight. We want them to be that better person overnight. Like, almost all of us were guilty. I'm guilty. I'm on that table. I am on that table, but I really learned that in 2020 to kind of chill, let people grow slowly, okay? Maybe at their own pace, okay? Or whenever they want. Because sometimes you're here trying to, push people to be better, but they may even start thinking that you're doing this for your own interests or something. You know what I mean? It's coming from a good place, like you're coming from a good place, okay? But maybe they're not just ready at that time, or they're not just interested or whatever. And they may take it in a whole different light. They may take it in a bad light, or they may just feel like you're pushing them, or you're being too fuzzy, or you're being too, you're doing too much. So we gotta learn to cut people some slack. Could even be with school. all right? You're trying to push someone to go to school, all right? Because you're this academic person, and then you're trying to push someone else to go to school. And maybe that's not just their thing, or they're not just ready at that time, or they want to take it slowly. You know, then they're not on the same pace with you, okay? Push them, but push them slowly. Cut them some slack. The same way you cut yourself some slack, also extend that grace to other people. And if you're one of those people that you don't cut yourself some slack, you're always so hard on yourself, please cut yourself some slack as well, okay? Moving on to one of the biggest things, I mean, number one, the thing that I really, 2020 really opened my eyes to more was the fact that you are not too old to make mistakes, okay? You are not, like, you're not too old for bad behavior. Doesn't happen overnight. Growth is a continuous process. We continue to grow. Now, your level of mistakes or your amount, or your frequency of making mistakes might reduce, okay? And your bad behaviors may change a little bit, all right? Like, it may change, or you just become a better person, or things like that. You just become a better person, or don't make as much mistakes as maybe when you were in your 20s. You still may even make it. But what I'm really just driving at is you're still going to make mistakes. You're still going to make mistakes. You're still going to do nonsense. You will still do nonsense. And you sit down and be like, I thought by the time I just turned 30 like this, mistakes would just disappear. Bad decisions would just vanish. Okay? Become a saint. No mistakes at all. Washed clean, whiter than snow. Heart is clean. No sins and stuff like that. No, darling. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You are definitely going to still make mistakes. You will make mistakes. You will. Trust me. You will make mistakes as a grown adult. Okay? As you continue to grow, as you get older, you are still going to make that mistake. So don't kill yourself. Don't knock yourself up. Now, should you work towards changing those bad behaviors and those bad habits, or making sure you don't make mistakes like that? Yes, absolutely. You should. But is it just gonna happen overnight and everything is just gonna change and you'll be this angel? No, it's not gonna happen. Okay, it's not gonna happen. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. Okay, just know that these things won't happen overnight. Okay, that's all I have for today, guys. And I hope you take some of this, some of the things that I shared with you guys, and see how it works for you in 2021. See how it works for you. For me, all this helped me a lot in 2020. Okay, be intentional. Don't forget that. Be intentional and continue to work on yourself. Cut yourself some slack. Cut other people some slack. And continue to work to be a better person. If you've not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Share this channel, like, comment, and I'll see y'all in my next episode. Mwah.